Alright, hello and welcome everybody. As always, my name is Conman to another episode of Heroes of the Storm A to Z. Today we are checking out the warrior from StarCraft 2, Dehaka. We might do something slightly different this time, so it's going to be kind of a longer video. Just keep that in mind. Feel free to skip ahead to the parts that you actually care about, if you care about them at all. So the reason it's going to be a little bit weird, Dehaka's in a weird place right now. The reason being, he is when he first launched way back when, he was okay. He was probably a little underwhelming in terms of his talent selection and what he could do. In the fairly recent past, he was reworked, and now he's in a much better place. But there is right now, so as of this recording, today is the 13th of May, and there is a patch up in the PTR right now, which will probably be going live on Tuesday. So this is a Saturday, probably going live in a couple of days, that they actually change around some of his talents. It's not a complete rework, but it does mix them up a little bit. Some of the changes on that PTR patch have already actually made it to live. On the 10th, there was a balance patch on the 10th that changed around a couple of things. Varian got some tweaks, Nova got her Snipe Master adjusted, but the changes for Dehaka didn't make it in. So these are up on the PTR right now. They may go live on the 15th. Some of the numbers may have been tweaked. Generally what will happen is, if anything like that, if anything changes at all, the numbers may get tweaked slightly up or down depending on what they think. What we'll do is we'll go through the usual rundown. We'll just talk about Dehaka, what he can do, go through the abilities, and then what I'll also do, I will talk about the changes. So this is on live. I'm on live right now. We'll talk about the changes to his talents as they are right now and how they're getting changed on the PTR, and then we'll play through a game. What we may do is later on, in a couple of days, when this PTR patch actually comes live and Diva's on live, we may go back and play another game with Dehaka, just with the new traits, new stuff, and we'll see how it plays out. So that being said, let's talk about Dehaka. Dehaka is a warrior. He doesn't have any spell armor, physical armor, anything like that straight off the bat. Straight up move speed. He doesn't have a mount. So he is another global hero, and he is kind of a true global as well. So what he can do, he's got this ability here called Brush Stalker. 50-second cooldown. What you can do is, if I toggle it, if you notice in the mini-map, I've got a little icon right here. I can either click on the icon, or if I just click on the mini-map, click on the map itself, I can kind of go over into the brush. So, alright, and then I warp. I'm going to toggle cooldowns. I'm going to do that one more time. Listen to this. Alright, so that, you hear that sound that I was making when I was coming back up from the bush? Enemies can hear that. So I've spoken to some people who are playing Dehaka for the first time, and they don't realize that enemies can actually hear that. So it's not just for you. If you're nearby a bush and you hear that sound, that means you have a Dehaka who's porting up next to you. And if you don't see your Dehaka doing it, it's the enemy teams. So you can't. There's no visual clues unless you're standing in the bush and actually see him appear. But if you're in the area and you hear that, there's a good chance that he's going to be nearby, and you might want to change your strategy, change your positioning a little bit so he doesn't jump you. So something to keep in mind. So this is a global ability. There's only one bush on the tri-mode map, but this will go anywhere that there's a bush, and not necessarily a bush. I mean, if you're like on Braxis and or Warhead Junction or something, and there's like a vent anywhere, basically any of the areas that you can walk into that are that hide you from line of sight, that hide you from vision unless someone's in the bush with you. This makes Dehaka very, very valuable on really, really large maps. For example, like Warhead's a big one because he can kind of push one lane and then immediately burrow down into wherever it is all the way on the other side of the map and push objectives and grab an objective. It makes Dehaka a pretty solid split pusher because you could imagine this was the bottom lane. I'm over here, I'm pushing minions, I'm putting some pressure on the enemy tower, and then all of a sudden I turn around and then I'll just go like this, and then I'll port all the way back to the top lane to jump into a team fight or assist. There we go. Assist in an objective or pick something up. So he gets a lot of movement. So he's very valuable that way. So you gotta keep that in mind. Another reason that he's pretty strong is he can be very difficult to kill, and that's because of his trait. His trait is called Essence Collection. We'll hover over here. It's got a 5-second cooldown. I don't know if the cooldown is going to come into play too much because you do have to actually build up the ability. But you gain what's called 10 Essence from takedowns and 2 Essence from nearby minions dying. Let's see if we can go kill a minion here, or we'll kill Arthas. We'll see what Essence actually looks like.
Well done.
There you go. I don't know if you saw that. There was like a little bit of blue something that I got absorbed just by being in the area. You don't even have to hover over it, unlike say the butcher meat. It just kind of comes to you. What this will do is this stacks up and it will heal you when you need to. You can trigger it on demand. So let's go play with these mercs. We'll have them hit me in the face a little bit. Alright guys, thanks very much. And then if I walk away and trigger my trait, you see it's going to heal me back over time over the course of 5 seconds. So you can cast this while doing other abilities that we'll talk about. So this can be, if you can consistently build up your essence, you can toggle this on a regular basis, and you can keep yourself alive in the middle of a fight. You know, it means maybe you don't have to go back and hurt quite as much, or stuff like that. Any self-sustain obviously is a good thing, but that's why it makes him a little bit difficult to take down unless you're coordinated. Let's take a look at some of his abilities here, and we'll top it. Then we'll talk about the traits that get changed. First off, his Q ability. It's a skill shot. It's a very short range, as you see. Like I'm pretty close to the dummy, and this isn't going to do it. So what this does: 15-second cooldown, lots of mana, 75 mana. You lash out. If you hit, if you hit the enemy, it does do a chunk of damage, but the big thing is it's a stun and a drag. So you get the stun here, and you can move the enemy around. Maybe you can like pull them into, you know, danger, or if your team is behind you, you can go like this and drag them away. It's almost a 2-second stun. I think it's 1.75. Almost a 2-second stun. That's a pretty lengthy stun in and of itself, coupled with the ability that you can actively reposition the enemy is kind of a big deal. You can, if you'll notice, like I can stay there and auto attack while this is going on. You know, I can't drag an auto attack, but I can stand still and auto attack while he's stunned. I can use this while casting my other ability, which we'll talk about in a second. So pretty versatile. I mean, this, you know, one of the tricks that Dehaka users like to do is they'll come out of the bush up here. Arthas is going to get killed before I get there, but I would have popped out and then immediately just tongue dragged and picked him off. The other ability here, we're going to do this. The other ability is Dark Swarm. Dark Swarm deals a bunch of damage every second. So let's go stand here. Just by being in the area, you see it's doing damage. It will allow you to walk through things. So like right now, like Arthas is body blocking me, right? See, I can't walk past him. As soon as I toggle Dark Swarm, I can walk right through him. And obviously I'm doing damage the entire time. So, you know, you're very difficult to body block. You know, if someone's trying to block you out, you can use Dark Swarm and just walk right through them. I don't know if you use Dark Swarm if somebody can walk through you. I'm not sure how that hit detection actually works. I never actually tested it, to be honest. This ability is getting changed in the PTR, or it has been changed in the PTR. So right now on live, what it does is it deals damage. See, it says it deals 137. That tooltip is actually a little bit bugged. I'll mention it. It's supposed to do double damage to heroes, so it's a little bit bugged. It says 137, or now 142, level 22, to heroes, but that's actually the full damage it does to heroes, and that's the quote-unquote double damage it does to heroes, and it will do less damage to the minions. See, if I go over the minions, that's only 71. So what you're seeing here on the tooltip is wrong. It actually is, that 142 is the bonus damage to heroes, and that's actually half that to minions right now. The way the PTR works is they changed the numbers around. They increased the base damage, but they removed the bonus damage to heroes. So what that I did, I checked it out before. So what ultimately happens is, by default, without any talents or anything like that, you will actually do more damage on the PTR to minions straight away, but slightly less damage to heroes. I guess it evens out in the end. You know, there is a talent right now that's getting changed that allows you to do more damage to minions. That's going to get removed. So on the PTR, you will do overall more damage to minions and, you know, non-heroic targets by default, and slightly less damage to heroes than you are right now with this ability. This again can be cast while you're tongue dragging. You can cast tongue drag while this is going off. You can cast this while we talk about our E ability, which is Burrow. So Burrow is just a stasis effect, 20-second cooldown. You just hide underground. You can cast Dark Swarm while you're in it. If you have any essence, you can You can cast your Essence Collection while you're burrowed. So burrow kind of speaks for itself, kind of like an ice block, just a stasis effect. You know, any big damage coming your way, you need to duck out for a little bit, just for whatever reason. This lets you hop underground and stay safe. By default, you're immobile. You can cancel early, as you can see. You can tap the key again, and you can pop it early. You can't move while you're underground. There is a talent that lets you do that. By default, you cannot move. Excuse me, it's just kind of how the way it works. But you can cast your Dark Swarm and your Essence Collection while under it. So the usual things apply. You know, if you're about to take an ult or something like this, or you end up finding yourself in a bad spot, you know, you can kill any roots, any slows, any status effects just by hopping underground and staying safe for a couple of seconds. Let's take a quick peek at his ultimates, and then we'll take a look at some of the talent changes. First off, Isolation. Isolation, I do like that when he finally takes his ability, he grows like the extra arm out because he evolves. I'm a fan of that personally. So this is a skill shot. It's got a decent range. I mean, I'm kind of standing here and I can hit that target dummy. So what it does, 60-second cooldown, lots of mana, 100. They call it a biomass. As you can see, it's got this big glob of whatever the hell it is. Hits the first enemy hero, deals a chunk of damage, slows them 30%. For 3 seconds, it silences them, and then it blinds them, and I mean like a true blind. So I don't mean like a blind, like an Artanis blind or a Cassia blind where the enemy team just misses auto attacks. I mean, you can't see anything. You're in this little sight bubble around. You lose all line of sight, so you won't be able to see enemy heroes. You won't be able to see your teammates. You won't necessarily know what's going on unless they're standing like directly next to you. It kind of just closes. You see this this line of sight I have here outside of the fog of war. Imagine if this was just right around here. I don't think I have a way to show it off on the try mode, unless I kind of like load up an enemy Dehaka and hope he hits me with it. But it can be used to isolate heroes. You know, if you've got someone that you really need to take out, if you throw it on the enemy healer, he can't necessarily heal his team because he can't see his team to cast the spells. You know, so you've kind of, unless he's got AOE stuff, and he's kind of eyeball it and you know, see how it goes. You know, the risk with this, you know, it could be a high reward ability if you could pull it off. The risk, of course, is that it's a skill shot. So I mean, I very easily could turn around and just, oops, I effed up. And I missed, and now I have 60-second cooldown. I've completely wasted my ultimate. I've got no value out of that whatsoever. So you got to be careful about that when taking this particular ability. If we choose a talent, the other one he's got, we'll go check this. He's got Adaptation. Adaptation is actually makes Dehaka even tankier, if you will, very harder to kill. Let's go over here. We'll take some damage here. I'm gonna toggle this ability. And after the time runs out, boom, all that damage I took is healed back up. So let's look at the tooltip here. 85 mana, 90-second cooldown, so a longer cooldown. After 4 seconds, any of the damage you take, you heal instantly 100% of that. So if you're at full health and you know you're about to dive into a cluster, big team fight, and you're in the middle of it, you're going to take a lot of damage. You can toggle this. I'll toggle the cooldown again. You can toggle this. You can see as soon as I hit it where, like the half filled up bar, kind of where it's going to end up, and all of this is instant. So you can be in the middle of a team fight and getting hit, and then suddenly find yourself instantly healed back up for many thousands of hit points if that's what it takes. So the risk reward in this obviously makes you harder to kill. The risk is if you're at low health, how much health are you actually going to have to heal back? You do have to stay alive for those 4 seconds. You do have to stay alive for the 4 seconds. Otherwise, if you die, then you don't get any value from it. You don't come back to life. So this is, I think it's the more commonly taken ability right now. I gotta check HOTS logs. I haven't looked in a little bit. This got in the most recent rework that I was talking about with Dehaka. This actually got improved. It used to be a lot worse, and they made it a little bit better. So it's pretty solid right now. It makes him very difficult to kill, especially coupled with Essence Collection, because these two are separate. I mean, you can hit that and then also hit Essence Collection, so you basically get twice the heal kind of going on. So it makes a big deal. That being said, so those are his basic, his basic kind of rundown. Let's reset. We'll take a quick peek at some of his current talents and how they're changing. I'll just talk about how they're changing on the PTR, and we'll hop into a game. This is kind of why this video might take a little bit longer than the rest of them. All right, so first off, at level 1, I mean, I already mentioned the change to Dark Swarm. So at level 1, he has right now on live this skill called Primal Aggression. Dark Swarm duration increased by a half second, and it deals 90% bonus damage to minions. So this is the ability right now. Like, okay, I'm doing 74. If I take this, now I'm doing 141. This is where you get the extra bonus damage. This ability is removed on the PTR. Excuse me. This ability is removed on the PTR. So I did mention that the Dark Swarm damage kind of got rejiggered, so this is no longer available. So you're just going to do that extra damage, or do a bit of extra damage to minions straight off the bat. You don't even have to worry about it. The other thing that got changed here is enhanced agility. So on live right now, as you see, every time you get 50 essence, your Brushstalker movement speed bonus is permanently increased by 1.5% up to 15%. I'm not sure if I mentioned this. I'm gonna go hop back into this bush here. So, by default, whenever you're in a bush, since you don't have a mount, whenever you're in a bush, or whenever you immediately come out of a bush, you actually get some bonus movement speed. It only lasts for a second. It's actually that's not very long. I mean, you can see right there, like by the time I get to here, this had already run out. So it's not a huge bonus. With this ability, every time you collect some essence, this gets a 1.5% bonus up to 15%. So you, in theory, could be at 130% coming out of the bush, which is mount speed. So that's kind of a big deal. That's as it is on live. On the PTR, they change it up a little bit. So first off, that bonus goes from 1.5% to 2%. So you're already going to be some extra. I think that's going to put it up to like 140 or something. I'm not sure my math is. Somebody can feel free to correct me. I'm not going to look it up right now. But the point is, you'll be faster than mount speed. You know, you'll be in a bush, you'll be going faster than somebody mounted will be going. So you're going to have an advantage in terms of the speed, as long as you kind of like stick to the shadows, so to speak. The other thing that it does, it increases this bonus from 1 second to up to 3 seconds, or I say up 3 seconds after leaving. So, you know, imagine if this is fully capped out, you're going to get 140, whatever it would be, bonus move speed for 3 seconds after leaving a bush. You don't even have to use the global ability, you just have to walk through a bush. Like, if you just happen to be walking through, you kind of walk into the bush and walk out, suddenly you get a boost of speed, and that will last you 3 seconds. So, that's kind of a big deal. There is one more level 1 talent that was changed, and this is Tissue Regen. So right now, as you see on live, each time you get 50 essence, another quest talent, your health regen is permanently increased by 5 up to 50. So another reason why Dehaka can be a little bit hard to kill right now. You know, if he stacks this up, he's got some pretty solid regen going for him. They changed this. They added some. The basic quest is going to stay the same. They did add some functionality, which is that regen globes are going to also give you 10 essence. So anytime you're in the middle, you know, you're clearing minion waves, or you're taking a merc camp or something like that, and you get a regen globe, you're going to get 10 essence for your essence collection trait. So they did beef up his level 1 talents a little bit, and they kind of smoothed them out here by getting rid of Primal Aggression and kind of made this sort of baseline. The next change are the level 7 tier. First off, on Feeding Frenzy. So right now, basic attacks reduces drag cooldown by 1.5 seconds. This is increased to 2 seconds. Nothing crazy there. Just if you're auto-attacking, your drag will be up more often than it normally would be. Essence Devourer, which is another quest talent. This here, Regen Globes give you 10 essence. And increase the maximum essence up to 10, so you can have 60 essence total. After collecting 10, Regen Globes will instead grant 15 essence. This is removed. So some of the functionality in this obviously was moved, as we mentioned, back down to that level 1 talent. This is no longer available to take. So that's gone. The next change here, the ults stay the same. We get level 13. We get Swift Pursuit is gone. You'll see here what this does is this increases that Brushstalker bush movement speed for 3 seconds. That was tied in with that level 1 talent, so this is no longer available to take. They kind of just merged this into the level 1. Instead, you get Ferocious Stalker. So right now, what this says Brushstalker increases Dehaka's damage by 25% for 10 seconds. I even think that is an incorrect tooltip. I'm going to take it here. I'm going to go stand in the bush and see. If I remember correctly, this even was kind of a mistake. I was testing this out on the PTR. Your damage doesn't increase according to your character screen. If I remember correctly, this might have just been auto attack damage. The way this is changed in the PTR, they redid it. It now, when you have the movement speed buff. So not just 10 seconds. This says 10 seconds. So now only when you have the movement speed buff. So whenever you're either in the bush or coming out of the bush, your spell damage, your ability damage is increased by 25%. And on top of that, on the PTR, you will get like a little icon here on your character screen. So you'll know for sure when you have that buff. So just, something to keep in mind. And then in, replace of Swift Pursuit, which is now gone, they actually added in a new talent called Primal Rage. You will gain, it's a passive ability, you will gain 1% basic attack damage for every essence you currently have. So in theory, this is going to stack up to 50. In theory, you could have 50% bonus auto attack damage for all the essence that you have, which makes for some interesting compromises because you'll have to, as you cast your essence to heal yourself, what it's going to do is actually it's going to reduce the damage that you do. So interesting trade-off there. Dehaka can do surprising damage in a short period of time. He's generally not a frontline tank. He's more of a bruiser. He kind of jumps back and forth and does a lot of split push kind of stuff. He can be difficult to kill and do some damage. He does have some good CC with the pull, but it is on a fairly long cooldown unless you take the ability. So, I'm not sure how the new talents are going to change Dehaka's roll-up. I'm curious how it's going to work out. I think the getting the bonus from Primal Aggression baseline for your Dark Swarm is going to help his split push ability because you can take some other talent and not have to worry about that. He's going to do a little less damage with Dark Swarm by default. Maybe that's a nerf to your team fight. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't really play any games in the PTR. I'm also not I'm not the best Dehaka player in the world. Let's just be honest here. So we'll see how it goes out. So we're gonna pop in to the queue. Those were all the changes, by the way. Nothing after 13. They kind of keep the rest of it as is. We'll hop into the queue. We're gonna play a game with Dehaka, kind of, and build him out like he is right now in live. I do think once the changes are live, if they go live, assuming they go live in a couple of days, maybe we'll revisit this. We'll play another game with the new talents, and we'll build him out and see how much differently he plays. All right, I like it. We get a nice fast queue. We have another warrior. That's cool. I like the double warrior stuff with Dehaka. That works out well. We're gonna end up on. Let's see. We're gonna end up a Cursed Hollow. Okay. We're gonna get Genji, Zarya, and Greymane. Bunch of damage, and we've got a healer here who can kick out some damage as well with some Lily on the enemy team. Alright, they got a warrior. Chio, Sylvanas. Okay, so interesting matchup. Sylvanas can push. Chromie can do some long range stuff. Let's see how this works out. Maybe Lily will counteract some of the Cassia auto damage. So I'm curious how this works out. Maybe I can do some split push action. It is a 3-lane map. I think the Brush Stalker will serve me well in jumping back and forth to objectives, assuming I time it out correctly. So based on this, let's see here. So Zarya is, not necessarily a frontline tank either. She does have shielding and, the ability to keep herself and her team alive, but she does lack some CC outside of her ultimate. Good question. What do we take? Let's go. You know what? For the sake of making this as different as possible when the PTR rolls around, I'm gonna take Primal Aggression to start. I'm gonna go kind of split pushy, and then when we get to the PTR game, I won't have to take that. I can take probably Enhanced Agility, and we'll mix it up, and we'll just see the way it looks. Rather than blow Brush Stalker straight off the bat, I'm just gonna walk out here with the team. I'm sure there's going to be a skirmish in the middle, because that seems to be what happens these days. Yep, already I saw Chromie just drop some nukes. Chromie's dropping bombs. There's the enemy team. Missed my pull, unfortunately. Gotta be careful. They don't have any essence yet, so I could die pretty quickly. I'm gonna bail out and go top shelf here. And I'm just going to immediately start working on the minions. Let's get some experience. I did ping the team that that's where I was headed, just to let them know that I wasn't going to be available for that mid-skirmish. Alright, now see right away, what we do here, we march these minions into, missed the pull, march these minions into the tower. We get some tower shots. Because they died before, I don't think Anubarak got there before they all got killed, so that's just some experience that they lose out on. which seems to be good because we're already down some experience, although we did get a kill. So good job, Greymane. There's the stun. We'll just do some damage. That's all I'm trying to do. Just trying to get some experience. I will let these guys just go through. Now I gotta be careful. So now it's 2v1. I can't really do much here. Gonna tag the essence. Call out to the team that we've got 2 top, just so they know. Here you go, Sylvanas. And that's a kill. Good job. So she came too close. Got myself a kill. Or at least I got my towers a kill, which is just as good. Also, Lily comes up and backs up. Thank you very much, Lily.
Choose a talent.
Alright, we're gonna go, since we're going full-on minion build, we're gonna get bonus essence for minions. So the idea is you have lots of essence just from clearing the minion waves, and then when it's time for the team fight, you're gonna be ready to go. That's at least the thought process. I don't know how well it's gonna work out.
Gather tribute.
That's the theory anyway. Okay, so here we go. I don't even have to use Brush Stalker because this one right here is right next to us. I don't have to use the global. I am gonna just, here we go, get some stuff here. There's a stun and a new brick. Let's just try to zone him out. He gets stunned. There we go. So he can't dive in. That was decent enough because he couldn't dive in and stop the tribute from getting picked up. So I think that worked out. I gotta bail off. That was way too close. Burn my essence here. I'm gonna go back and grab the fountain. See, that was my fault. I definitely put myself into some danger that I should not have. Chromie looks like she may be bottom by herself. Greymane is gonna cycle. Okay. Missed the pull that time on Sylvanas, so unfortunately I couldn't drag her into the towers again.
I grow tired of your petty squabbling. Gather tribute. Earn my fire.
Alright, so the tribute here, and this time it's on the bottom. So Lily is up top with me. I'm gonna tag some stuff. Let's get this regen globe. Let's kill these guys. We're gonna come up here. Got the stun on Lucio. Didn't get the kill, unfortunately. Did do some damage. Now I'm in a lot of trouble because I burned my essence up. And I need to bail out. Sylvanas is going to get the kill on me. Fairly certain of this. Nope. I managed somehow to live. That's fortunate for me. In the meantime, our team are still doing a good job of zoning out. I think maybe just them chasing me away worked out in our favor. I'm going to soak up some health, start to walk over here. My Brush Stalker will be up in 5 seconds, and I'm immediately going to port. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to port here. As soon as this is up, I'm going to try to sneak up behind Chromie. Dehaka knows I'm coming. He saw me. I did get the stun on Dehaka. Hopefully we get this while we're zoning out. We do. So that, right there, I think that's a pretty solid example of where Dehaka can be good. You know, I had to port back. I managed to not get killed, which was fortunate. And I'm going to get killed here because I'm talking too much. But I managed to not get killed before. Was able to heal up and then port back just in time to kind of block off the enemy team. So what we're going to do here is we are going to go... We're going to do this just to play it off. Every time Dark Swarm damages an enemy here to reduce its cooldown. This is the one thing I'm going to take, excuse me, when I go into the team fight. If I cast Dark Swarm against a bunch of heroes, the cooldown will be up more quickly. I'm kind of going all over the place with this build. I did mention that I'm not the best Dehaka in the world.
Gather tribute or face my curse.
Alright, tribute is over here. We've got 4 mid. Chromie is top. Greymane, our Greymane is bottom. Chromie is going to have is going to be a little bit late to this party, I think, but the rest of the enemy team is going to be there, so we have to be careful. And also, I don't have any essence to worry about. Here's a stun on Cassia. Let's just stay underground here for a second. Here we go. We're going to use this. Thank you, Zarya, for the shield. There's Cassia getting picked off. I will toggle and take that essence I got from that. Let's see what I can do. I'm going to come over here. Nope, I missed the pull, unfortunately. She's going to land that right on my face. Come on, guys. I know I'm going to die, but, totally my fault. I definitely missed the pull on Chromie. May have gotten a kill at that, or at least been able to stay alive, because she wouldn't have been able to drop the sand blast on my head. The dragon's breath on my head. My fault. See, misplayed it. Nope, no big deal. No big deal. We're still up 2-1. Hopefully the team will back off. I'm gonna head over here. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is doubly unfortunate, actually. We are down a level, just about. I'm gonna come up top, clear out this minion wave, try to counteract that experience lead because they're gonna get 10 before we do. We definitely are gonna be in trouble during the next tribute. I'm gonna back off just a little bit, only because I don't know where they are on the map. I see Chromie and Zarya on bottom, but I don't know where the rest of the team is. There's a chance that they're gonna cycle up top, and I don't want to get picked off. Go, just collect some more stuff. Hang out here. Just stay in XP range. Let my minions do the work. So there's.
See who gathers enough tribute this time.
All right, this tribute is up here. I don't even have to warp.
Choose a talent.
I'm gonna go adaptation because I am taking a whole bunch of damage. I think maybe that will work out. This is fortunate for us, is that we get our ultimates just in time. They're gonna come up behind him, actually. Alright. Let's... Oh, I got stumped out of that. That was a very unfortunate time trap. The time trap stopped me, stasised me out of my adaptation, and that cost me my life. I probably would have lived through that otherwise. Fortunately, Genji was able to pick off Cassia. We're gonna lose the tribute, though. Yeah, gonna lose the tribute. We should back off. We're low health. That was... I'll give credit to the time trap there. Didn't expect that. Maybe should have tagged adaptation earlier. I'm not sure. That's the downside of adaptation. Is, I mean, it can be very strong in keeping you alive, but it does have to actually trigger. And at that point, it didn't get a chance to trigger, and that resulted in my death.
Gather tribute or face my curse.
Alright, so tribute is over here. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get this. We're going to go back to spawn just to be at full health, and then we're going to pop into here. There's time trap. Chromie's going to hit me. I don't know what's going on over here. Chromie got the tribute, of course.
The curse falls upon you, heroes.
Thank you, Zarya.
Fault lost.
I will collect.
Your enemy has destroyed a fort. And so the curse ends. Perhaps not as its findings, yes?
Not so great.
Resurgent.
Is Cassia gonna get picked off? Cassia may get picked off. Which way is she headed? Oh, jeez.
Choose a talent.
So what I took at 13 was, what's the name of it? Primal Swarm. Dark Swarm will reduce enemies' armor, so the idea is if I can catch anyone in Dark Swarm, they will be... they'll take 25% more damage, so that's nice. When I can actually land it. This is a 2-on-3, I don't want any part of that. Yep, I don't know what was going on there. There was no reason for that to happen. Like, that was, I think that was Zarya not checking the minimap, just walked right into that one. Maybe we can pick off Lucio with that. Yes, we do. So that worked out. We're gonna get Cassie here. No, I'm not. I'm gonna get... Genji might get Cassie. There we go. Yep. I got web wrapped.
Shall we see who gathers
Okay.
enough tribute
So that worked out. We did pick off 2. The tribute is about to spawn. So we're going to have at best a 4-on-3 for this battle, except for that is about to happen. And there really isn't much I can do there. There's the time trap. I'm fine with this. Missed the damn tongue again.
Excellent.
There we go, there we go. I'm gonna get killed.
I am the champion.
Are we going to get it? Am I gonna get picked off here? I'm not gonna get there in time. Yep, and I'm gonna get killed. Our team bailed out. So we're basically getting outplayed. We're making silly mistakes. We're walking into 3v1s. You know, that was a last-ditch effort to try to grab the tribute. Probably risky. Maybe I should have checked the map before I ported back. I was trying to be fast. That's a mistake on my part, I think, because I basically ported in the enemy team, immediately got silenced, and I had no support, and then I was pretty dead. Level 16, we're going to take the talent here. I can move while burrowed. So as soon as I burrow, I can... You'll see it fairly soon. I'll be able to move out of the way, which hopefully will help me stay alive. I'm surprised the enemy team hasn't gone for their boss yet. I'm gonna go over here and work on this camp, hopefully.
Petty squabbling.
Probably gonna bail on that camp, I think. I don't... yeah. We're gonna be in a bad spot if we go for this. Like, I really don't want to port in on this. Like, I have no interest in porting in on this. I think we should just give it to him.
Your fort has been destroyed.
We are all over the place. We've got 2 people here. Alright, well, we got a pick, so let's move in. Time trap, that's fine. Alright, let's burrow. Let's get a stun. Maybe we'll get the kill on an Ubrik. We do.
Double kill.
There's a kill. Chromie is still alive, I'm fairly sure. Yep. Hopefully we'll get this tribute. Missed the tongue, or didn't even hit the key. Somebody pick that up. It's been way too long. What are we doing? There we go. Okay.
Well done. Your enemies shall be weakened.
So that's a good for us. It's 3 on, or 5 on 2 here. I don't know where their third member is. There we go. There's a tongue. Team had backed off.
Fort demolished.
Couple of forts. I would love to get a keep here. I don't know if it's going to be feasible. Chromie took the multiple time trap at 20, or 8, her 20 at least, 18. Oh my god, that was so bad. Held off Essence Collection for entirely too late. I was like, I'll be fine. I'm at full stacks. Got stunned, wasn't able to burrow or hit Essence, and I got picked off. Just awful. Just so bad.
Until someone wins my favor once.
Liui is not one to talk. Like, she's been shit all game long. And we're just gonna mute her because there's no point in starting a fight. They may be going for boss. I don't see them on the map. There's Chromie. Maybe they're not going for boss. I don't.
Come on.
Yeah, maybe they're not. I'm not sure what they're doing. Here's what we haven't gone for mercs at all. I think I'm the only one to pick up any mercs on our side. Those 2 siege camps in the entire time. That's a kill. All right. There's some mercs for them. Can we? Yeah, let's get that. I'll go in here and do some damage. Now you're talking about the boss. Now it's not a good idea. We look like we're gonna head there anyway. Chances are they're doing their boss. I said it before when I didn't see them on the map. Back off. Let's get in here to tank some of this. Nope, ate the stun, but that's fine. There's the boss. I don't know where they are. I'm almost sure they're going for their boss, but I've been wrong all of the time so far. There we go. Okay, I was right that time. It took me a few minutes, but eventually, if you just say it enough times, it'll be correct. We are. Alright, come on, let's get the kill on this. Can we do it? We don't. He gets ported away. That's fine. I'm gonna kill this fort. We're gonna hurt him.
Ah, that seems generous.
Alright, we're going to take the improved adaptation. Lowers the cooldown. Actually gives me a 200% damage increase. So that was a good... I got to be careful about that.
Your core is under attack. Your enemy has destroyed a key.
Alright, we should be able to take that boss. I don't think they need me here for that. They did kill their boss. We didn't get a keep out of it, unfortunately, although it's fairly weak. That keeps it half health. I'm going to grab this camp. There we go, okay. Goddamn time trap. Alright, Cassia's top. I saw Sylvanas mid. Here she goes. See, Zarya is just walking into all of that, which is a little bit of trouble. Lili's on her way. I want to back off. I want to back off and go the other way.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
I lied. I'm gonna go this way. Get slowed. And you're gonna live. Nope. Yes. No.
Violent.
Good job. We lost the tribute. That's...
Enemy slain. Double kill.
Here we go. 2 kills is nice. Are we gonna get the third? Come on, come on, come on, keep following. Ah, too bad.
Strength returns. Thankful.
Gather tribute.
Let's...
or face my curse.
Okay, tribute's here.
The choice
I was gonna
is
say let's take this camp. They're gonna chase Sylvanas all the frig over the place. Are they? I don't know if they're gonna get that kill or not. This is funny to watch. They didn't get the kill,
Your core is under attack.
and we're gonna lose because we've got catapults on our core.
I'm returning to base.
Yeah, we're gonna. I don't think Zarya is gonna get there in time.
These are unchanging. No match for us.
This is the silliest thing, and I want to replace silly with multiple 4-letter words.
To collect.
I would love to take that bruiser camp. That would be nice. They took their bruiser camp. Whoops. We still don't have a keep down on their side. We're pretty much in dire straits. This tribute is going to be a big deal.
The choice is
If they get this, they probably just push and win. And we're out of position. I already see Sylvanas there. I mean, they could honestly, they could probably just push right now, and that's where Cassie is going. Yep, they're just gonna push right now, which is smart.
my favorite.
We got the curse though. Cassia goes down. There's a stun.
Fire at will.
I'm going to get web wrapped. No one is going to take me out. They may. Okay, okay. There's a time trap. Somebody do something here.
Your core is under attack.
Who's attacking the core?
Killing
Where?
spree.
I'm getting super annoyed at that. We're gonna come up here. I know the enemy team is over there. Let's see if we can just take this keep as quickly as possible.
Keep
We got a big... Okay, there, they've hearthed back. There's Chromie. Let's see what she can do. I'm at full essence. This is gonna be up in 2 seconds.
My curse subsides.
This is gonna be tight. We're gonna have to bail out on this. They're gonna get me.
Your killing spree is over.
It's maybe a little premature in the push. Was happy to get the keep. Probably should have grabbed the keep and backed off. see what we got going on. Okay, so he gets out of the web wrap. They are low. Cassia has to run off a little bit. She's going to come back. There goes Lily. That was, I think, Wailing Arrow. This is probably going to be game. I've got 20 seconds till I'm up. And there goes Greymane. Yeah, that's going to be game. They don't even need to really kill this fort. They really should just walk straight to the core and finish it off because it's at 15%. And finally, yeah, here we go. That's going to do it. I'm going to be up in 7 seconds. I'm going to be up just too late to do anything about this, unfortunately. Yep, there it goes. Endgame. Alright, well, GG. We had a shot. We made way too many mistakes.
Shall we try again?
Way too many mistakes. I think I played like a really shit Dehaka. I'm just going to be completely straight up here. My talent build was a little all over the place. I kind of started with a split push build, and then I realized that our team was just not doing anything in the team fight, and I switched off. It was a mess. Let's take a look at the talents. So hopefully that was interesting. You got to see kind of what you can do and what you probably shouldn't do with Dehaka. You do want to see where you're pushing in. I think a couple of times I tried to sneak up from behind. The team didn't back me up, and you know, I should know better at this level that I'm at, and so I got myself killed. We look at the stats. Yeah, I died 6 times. I guess that's not too bad considering the rest of the team. You know, most XP by a long shot, which is originally what my goal was. Yeah, we didn't Chromie, just got away, and that's fine. That's a good Chromie. Like every time I came close to her, I missed a couple of tongue drags. She was able to cast some time traps and get away. And while I was chasing Chromie, the enemy team was just getting completely destroyed. My hope was with Chromie and her damage gone, they would have been able to deal with the rest of the team. Clearly, that was a mistake on my part because they weren't able to handle that. So I should have played that a little bit better. I'm not going to shit in my team here. You know, because especially when you look at my play, I do think we had to pick our battles, myself included, a little bit better. I saw a couple of us just like run off into 1v3s and just got immediately obliterated, and that's just silly. At any rate, these are the talents I took and why I took them. So I started here with Primal Aggression. So like I mentioned in the beginning, my idea was I was going to go kind of split pushy and, you know, kind of port back and forth and take some minions and take some merc camps. We didn't even take merc camps. Like, it was way too late before we even started to take merc camps. Just awful timing across the board. Then I went one who collects, kind of building off that I'm going to be killing minions thing. I was going to get extra essence from minions just to be at full stacks. Maybe not the best call there. Maybe not the best call. Maybe I could have gone, you know, Lurker Strain. Lurker Strain, when I pop out of the burrow, I'm invisible. It's kind of like a mini stealth for a few seconds, and I knock people back and slow them down. I think that might have been better for the team fight, because I could have burrowed in the middle of a team fight, pop back up, and slow everyone down and kind of bump them and displace them. So that, you know, maybe would have been a better choice at level 4. Level 7 was Symbiosis. Every time Dark Swarm damages an enemy hero, reduces his cooldown. I think I'm okay with this. All things considered, I think I'm fine with that one. You know, I'm not going to complain. You know, alternative, I could have gone the one that increases my essence up to 60, which is going to be removed coming up according to the PTR, but I'm fine with Symbiosis. Adaptation, I think, worked out. I didn't use it well. I think overall it's a better heroic. You saw the way I was missing drags. I don't know. Maybe I could have done an isolation on a Cassia or a Chromie and had some trouble with it, or had given them some trouble with it. I think you, as long as you play it right, I don't think you can go wrong with either of his ultimates. You know, I had the one adaptation that was going to be a sure thing, and then I got time trapped out of it, and that was the end of that. Also, I misplayed a couple of times where I was like, oh, I've got full essences, and then all of a sudden I, you know, get stunned, and then I'm fucked. Level 13, took Primal Swarm. Dark Swarm causes enemies hit to lose 10 armor. I thought it was 25%, I was wrong. 10 armor for 0.75 seconds, causing them to take 10 extra damage. I'm totally on board with this one. I think this is the good call. If you can, you know, Dark Swarm into a bunch of enemies, they all take bonus damage, which is fine. They take bonus damage not only from Dark Swarm, but from all other sources as well. I think that worked out toward the end. We were sort of starting to make a comeback, but we just missed a couple of engagements. 16, Tunneling Claws. Dehaka can move while burrowed. Again, I'm on board with this one. The idea is, you know, once you burrow, excuse me, instead of being in the middle of the enemy team, maybe you can move out of the enemy team and, you know, pop up either behind them or somewhere else or at a safer place in a better position. I'm fine with this. I didn't use it well, but I think it works out. I think this is a solid pick. 20 is an interesting one. Changes survival, increases adaptation healing to 200%. So in other words, if I take like 500 damage, I will get healed for 1,000, so that's great. And reduces the cooldown. The idea was I get to cast this more often. I don't think this was the best pick given the circumstances. I kind of winged it. I think overall, maybe, I don't know, he gets like a Nexus Blade. I think it's called like Nexus Claws, Essence Claws, Nexus Claws, something like that, which is your basic Nexus Blade at level 20 where you slow the target. You actually get Essence from it. That might have worked out, as long as, because I was doing auto attacks, I would have been getting Essence from the auto attacks to channel my trait. That's a solid pickup. The alternative, which I was thinking about, was Apex Predator, which lets me cast Brushstalker more often. I think it cuts the cooldown in half, and it reduces the cast time. I think that would have been a solid pick. Probably a mispick of 20 here with this one. There were other choices to go to. So that's my analysis of why I was shit. I hope you found it interesting. Maybe you get to see kind of what Dehaka can do. I'll probably come back in a couple of days after the PTR launches and take a look and see if these changes that I talked about stayed the same. And if not, we'll talk about those. Maybe we'll play another game with a probably, hopefully at least, better talent build based on the new stuff and see what we can do. Not the best Dehaka in the world. I don't play him often. I think it showed. Anyway, thanks very much. Next up, we've got, outside of that Dehaka point 2, we do have Diablo, the fallen off the Ds. I do like Diablo. Diablo's a very strong frontline warrior. Lots of warriors in the early letters, it looks like. And then followed by ETC, and then Falstad. Alright, well, thanks very much. As always, my name is Conman. Let me know what you think. Let me know why I'm stupid and why I played like crap, and you'll probably be right. Hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.